Good morning or good evening. 21st of January here in Auckland. So that means it's 20th over in Europe and so on. A bit of fun here. Don't you love it when you're in an Airbnb place and you think you're checking out tomorrow and you find out a few hours before, oh shit, we got it wrong. We were checking out today. So mad scramble with all our luggage and gear everywhere. We've got to be out in an hour, so that'll be fun. Anyway, so banging and crashing is Jane doing stuff. So we'll keep it going. But it's pretty exciting in the tracker field with the fleet. I haven't had a good look at all the tweets that came in because we're just in panic mode now. But I don't believe there's any real dramas. That's kind of cool. So we're going to go straight to the tracker and get into it, see what's happening here. So that looks as if that's working. And I come over here. So we got the 8 o'clock positions. No, not yet. Hasn't rolled over. Okay, so it's coming. So it's a bit too soon. Usually it happens within the first minute or a couple of minutes. So hopefully you'll see the screen bounce in a second. So this is 4 hours old, these positions. Is that right? No, it's not. For 4 o'clock UTC. So that's 4. No, we want 2000. So we're waiting, blah, blah, blah. What we're going to talk about, don't know. I'm still surprised to see Helsinki sitting up there. That's kind of interesting. I'm worried that Explorer is now heading out to the east instead of coming southeast to get south. We'll see what the next position holds. And, everything else is looking pretty cool. It looks, oh, there we go. Just dropped over. Oh, that's encouraging. So Explorer is now heading southeast again, doing 7.9 knots and a 201 nautical mile day. So they are still enjoying the ride and heading in the right direction. No worries there at all. And Spirit of Helsinki still going in the wrong direction, in my opinion, but they know what they're doing. Certainly would be enjoying the ride. They're flying now. They've obviously got their big kites up. They've got a pretty good breeze, 9.1 knots, only 133 nautical mile day. But part of that will be because the distance made good on the run line, more or less, is the way that measure comes up. It's not actually their distance through the water, and they're sailing away from the mark. This run line is pretty relevant, and you can clearly see they're quite a distance out. They're taking a unique course. It could all turn around. We don't know. The weathers can do anything. They can maybe have some special information, and they believe they're heading in the right direction. So good luck to them. They're currently running 12th in line on us. They're only just ahead of Explorer. Now that's a claim to fame. But anyway, there you go. Coming second to last. And L'Esprit de Keep doing okay. 9.3 knots. They've all got breeze. In fact, there's quite a bit of breeze down here on the rest of the fleet. I'm looking down to see the color grading on this screen. It's got a funny viewing angle. This screen is not as good as my old computer, but I better stop complaining and get used to it. So, L'Esprit de Keep doing okay. Yeah, flying actually. So 176 mile day. That's pretty cool. Sterner heading a little bit out to the east now, 8.1 knots, 171 nautical mile day. And Outlaw is in there doing 10 knots. That's pretty cool. There's obviously right on the edge of the band of extra wind, and it's right behind them. So, and I reckon that wind strength's 28, probably gusting 35. 28, maybe even gusting up to 40. It's a bit hard to tell. I haven't been on windy. Tomorrow, when I do the last tracker for me for a couple of days, I will get on windy and I'll give you the actual wind strengths that I believe the fleet is getting with a bit more accuracy. This graphic that comes up is from windy, but it's a combination of a couple of the models, and it's a bit more generalized rather than we pay a subscription for the real windy and then we get a lot more accurate information. Anyway, doing pretty well. They're holding 10th in line on us, but the light, it's really marginal. The distances here, they're still as a group, as a fleet, is fantastic. I am very much enjoying this, more so than any of the other three legs, because I see the fleet hanging in together and boats doing things that it's not normally expected. Some of the slower boats are going faster, and some of the faster boats are going slower, and some of the fast boats between themselves, there's inconsistencies. So you wonder what's going on board. Evrika, 8.3 knots, 197 mile day, coming 9th in line on us. So 9th in line on us and 6th in IRC. So that's all cool. Then Galliana with Secure, 9.3, 201 nautical mile day, 7th in line honours, and I can't quite see that. I'm just going to do two things here. We'll put that there. Get it up here. Galliana with Secure, 3rd in IRC. They'd be very happy with that because they're really disappointed with their IRC rating. They took a hit on the rating by carrying extra spinnakers and so on, and a few other different things. So there's a few of them thinking, we could have optimized this a bit better and blah, blah, blah. But under their existing one, they're coming 3rd in IRC still. So they'd be very happy with that if they knew. I don't think they will know, but they'll certainly know they're right up there with the leaders. 9.1 knots for Triana, and 1st in IRC, 3rd in line honours. That's kind of interesting. 3rd in line honours. When you look at it, that's all got to do with the run line and distances, because and I'll explain that a bit more in a minute. Or in fact, I'll do it right now. You can say, if I scroll this back, you can see that's where they're going over here, and it's pretty much due east, right? So you could say, if you had to draw a real line on where's the line honours in a tactical sense, rather than following the run line here, they're all going up to this. You'd draw a north-south line along here. And if you had a north-south line, realistically translated, 9 is one boat that's close to the front. Penjuic's close to the front. Maiden is close to the front, certainly way ahead of Triana rather. So it's a little bit distorted still because the fleet is so close together. There's not a lot in it, and it comes down to where's the datum point, where are they measuring the line honours situation from. And common sense suggests to me that translated and Penjuic are neck and neck. Maiden's just a little bit behind. Then it's probably Neptune. White Shadow's right there. They've given up on their mutiny on the Bounty and heading to French Polynesia and so on. I don't know whether you saw that tweet. They know they're performing really well, which is fun for them. They obviously talking on the radio, listening to the others, looking at their positions, thinking, hey, guys, somehow we're up the front. And enjoying that a lot, I can assure you. Okay, so Neptune. Neptune is 2nd in line honours. There you go. 9.4 knots, 212 mile day. That is pretty quick. So they'd be happy with that. I think I've covered off here. White Shadow, 8.8 knots, 193 mile day. Translated, 10.6 knots, 200 mile day. So the daily runs are all very similar, but some are picking up 10 miles or so here. Penjuic slowly stretching ahead of Maiden. Maiden are very happy. We're seeing some of their tweets saying, wow, this is cool. They probably can't see each other now, but they know they're just over the horizon. So 10.3 knots for Penjuic sounds right. They've got some breeze now, 195 mile day, but they're really struggling. They should be ahead of the game there. They're 10th in IRC. That gives you an explanation. I'm not sure what happens. This is amazing watching all this sort of stuff going. So there's new crew going on. In fact, Maria's got a really interesting policy with her crew, which we noticed a bit more. It became a bit more obvious in the Cape Town stopover. She likes the idea of rotating crew. So some of the crew, even though they're good, and she can decide who's on board, she thinks that it's better if they get off for a leg and then come back on again, maybe at another leg, just to keep fresh faces, fresh conversation, keep the human dynamic going really well. And it's a smart thing to do, like in some ways it's a cool. The direct opposite to that is Galliana with Secure. They want one crew to go all the way, and it seems to be working. They have a very happy crew, beautiful looking boat. They're always cleaning, checking, servicing, all that sort of stuff. So different, different applications, and and the way they tackle it, different watch systems as well. Later on, we'll do a full review and a questionnaire to all of the entrants and show you some comparisons on interesting aspects. So I've gone through Penjuic, Maiden, 10.5. I think I've done this, 180 mile days. So not as much as some of the others, but you can see there, she's right on the color gradient there. So not as much wind maybe up there as there is down here. And it's only a little bit of a distance, but you can never lose by going south. You might not gain, but you can never lose by going south. That's a bit of a rule of thumb on this transit across the Pacific and Southern Ocean. I think I've covered off on everyone there at the moment, so we might just pull this here, scan back and see what's happening with the weather. Interesting one. Backbench, not that I'm promoting Explorer, of course. There's a crew space available too. If you want to go in leg 3, one of our 7 women can't make it, so details in the post down below. If I go there and there, we were on 450. We were 450 miles behind Sterner. Now, Sterner's not going slow, but Explorer's going fast. Whoa, they're only 388 miles now behind Sterner. So they picked up a bit of ground in the last 24 hours or so. And I'm encouraged with that. And they may have another chance soon to catch the fleet a bit more, because the fleet's probably going to slow down in a day or two, couple of days. So that'll keep them happy if they know. I don't know whether they're talking on the radio. They should be, and getting positions. But okay, let's just push this through. You can see that high is really just distorting a little bit, but it's still sitting there. I'll put the grids in here. That's 40 degrees south, 50 degrees south down here. So they're about 48, 47, 48, split around in the roaring 40s, which is exactly what you want. But Explorer is going to get some lighter winds. That's a bit of a bow, so maybe they won't catch him up. So while Explorer gets a bit of a lighter breeze for a bit, the rest of the fleet's still sailing, but then that light breeze is going to go over the fleet there. So you can see the general fleet's going to have, this is, within 24, in another day, they're going to slow down a bit. And how long is it going to hold? It's going to hold for maybe half a day. They're going to go slow, but Explorer will be in this gradient here, gaining ground, I'm sure. So it's 388 now. I think you'll see that go down to maybe as much as 330 in the next 3 days. So that will be encouraging. That's only a couple of days behind. So they'll get some party time in Punta. So you can see the rest of the fleet a bit quiet, and then it'll pick it up again from the north. And once again, everywhere you look, there's more breeze down here. They'll be, we've got to progress the fleet forward. This is about when it's going to happen, because if we pick the middle of the fleet there, 2 days is going to be 400 miles. Yeah, so it's a couple of days. So the fleet will be here, and Explorer will be back there. But Explorer will, it's going to lose a bit back there as well. Maybe they'll pick up 50 miles. Anyway, there's some light wind cover coming. There's no storms. And still, I'll say the favoured position is to be down south. Even when you look at this, you can see more colour down along the rum line than you can up here. It's just a no-brainer. But it's still a long way to Cape Horn, so let's just wait and see who gets there first. I'm going to pull this right back now and just show you what's going down for the next 7 days, just for the hell of it. So you can see here, no big storms, but there's the potential. Look what happens here. This is on the 25th. Okay, some of them may go down here, but there's potential headwinds coming. There's a low pressure system forming up here, and this is like a blocking position. Headwinds ain't fun when it comes. Your best bet's to dip south, but then you've got to look at this waypoint. So if we say that's the 25th, about the same time, 25, so it's 4 days ahead. Let's say the fleet's doing 200-mile days. That's about 800 miles. So if we go there and we go here, there's 900 miles. Okay, so what this means is in about 4 days, if this weather holds, they're going to go through the light patch, and then around about here, they're going to get a series of headwinds. Now, what are they going to do? You don't really want to go north because you're going to get stronger headwinds, right? So they'll be tempted to hold on Port Tack and come down here. And how long is that going to hold? This is if this forecast holds, and it can all change, Okay, it's not long, but that's what I think they'll end up doing, because very quickly you're getting a northeaster. With a northeaster, it's a little bit better to try and hold towards this waypoint, and it's quiet down here. So there's going to be some fun stuff starting in about 4 days, and we'll watch what each of them do. The sea will certainly be interesting, because with that easterly, you're going against a traditional sort of westerly sea state, and then all of a sudden you've got a headwind, so they'll bounce up and down and do all sorts of things. So some fun and games coming for the future. Just for the hell of it, I'm going to keep it going. It gets a bit unreliable when you do that. What's going on here? Gets a bit unreliable because you're too far ahead, but there's not a lot of wind there. Very light and fluky. That's going to use up party time in Punta. And more headwinds. Oh, We just lost the internet there. I'm not going to pursue that because we've been there for a while. So I'll leave it with that, but some fun coming for sure. Come back here. I'll say good day to everyone that's there. I will do the question and answers today. It's 9 o'clock over in Europe, so I may do it late in the day. We've got to move. We're not going to do it now. You should see it. We've got all these bags I've got to fill. There's 7, 8, 9 bags now that we've got to sort and repackage. So we've got to do that in the shed in the big car park here before and give them the key back, and then we'll lock them in the car park. It's an undercover car park, and then we can only go one way out the door, and we can't all fit in the car. Okay. Oh, I can't read it. Okay. Hi, Pete. Hi, Pete. Yeah, thanks, Nigel. South Africa. Cool. Go, Pete. Tara. Evening, everyone there. Kylie, wonder if and when we will see some sort of lead breakaway. Oh, it's pretty interesting, eh? I'm finding this really interesting, for lots of different reasons, but because they've been out a week now and they're still neck and neck in all sorts of things, and the weather's been fair across the board for everyone. Everyone's seen what's going on. They have the ability to make their own decisions, and that's where it really plays. So they've all been dealt the same card, and that's why it's so interesting, because some are making good decisions, some are making other decisions. Nothing's really a bad decision, and I sit here like King Neptune, sort of, you're stupid, you should have gone here, should have gone there. It's very easy for me to see, so I'm not criticizing anyone. It's just fun to watch, and I know people want my opinion, so I just give you my opinion. I'm not really criticizing anyone. It's fun. Kylie, maybe Jane should hop on Explorer for the last leg. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. No, I need her in the office. Anyway, do the last leg, Don. You kidding me? I got so much going on, and I don't want to crowd out Captain Coconut. He's doing a great job. So, and everyone on board, they're having a lot of fun. They'd prefer me not to be there, I know. 50 years ago, we had to wait a month for the next sailing magazine to know the news of each leg. Amazing. You're absolutely right. I used to subscribe to all the magazines, buy all the cassette video tapes, all that sort of stuff. The world's changed, and that's good news for us. We run all our events, the MGR, the OGR, and the GGR, completely different to what was traditionally done, and that's how we can do it. We're all journalists now. We're all videographers. We're all all that sort of stuff. It's a lot easier, so you don't need to be top heavy. So a lot of the events are still top heavy, because they got the money to spend, and we try to do what we can with what we got, and we have a great team and get stuff out there. So all part of the fun. Oh, Tara, okay. See you down there in about half an hour. Okay, thank you very much for that. We got to go, and we'll see you tomorrow morning before we get on the plane, and I'll do the Q&A sometime today as well. See you later.